You want to marginalise people now. Isn't that woke? You want to marginalise people who aren't very nice. That's what everyone else has told me is woke.
No, I want the people that are nasty and horrible.
Yeah.
Marginalise them. Get rid of them.
That's woke, though.
Wrong.
That's what woke means. You're pro-woke, mate. You're not anti-woke.
Your council tax should...
A caller rang James O'Brien to explain, once and for all, what anti-woke actually means. He couldn't give a single concrete example. Not one. Then, trying to defend himself, he said something that accidentally proved the exact opposite of everything he'd called in to say. Let's watch it together. And before I tell you to like and hit that subscribe button, please allow me the chance to earn that from you.
James, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good. Yeah, I'm anti-woke.
Excellent. Is it in your Twitter profile?
I don't have Twitter, I've got Instagram, but it's in my Instagram
What does it mean?
profile.
What does it mean?
But what does it mean to me? People have different interpretations of anti-woke or wokeism. To me, it means people who seek offence where it doesn't exist. They look for the tiniest little thing and pin on it.
Well, everyone would be anti that, wouldn't they?
No, it's a bit like driving in a bus lane, but not your full car's not in the bus lane. It's just one wheel that's in the bus lane.
You've lost me now. So being someone who's hypersensitive and pedantic is that's annoying and boring for everybody. Maybe we should work in examples. So when you come across when and where do you come across the sort of wokeness to which you are so passionately opposed?
Well,
apart from in the bus lane.
I used to work in local authority. I'm now self-employed, but when I worked in local authority, you didn't get on with your work. There was a few hours a week dedicated to these sort of woke agendas.
Yeah, go on.
Going on these sort of courses and these internal training courses. And
well, like what though? What were they teaching you?
It was all very insincere.
Well, you might have been. You can't speak for anybody else.
No, but
so what were they teaching you?
So these trainers...
What sort of courses?
These trainers would hold these courses.
Yeah.
And, I know how much they're paid. They're paid an absolute fortune, and they regurgitate...
That's not anti-woke, mate. That's just envy. So what were the courses? What were they designed to do?
Well, I'm very envious.
I know you are, but what were the courses designed to do? What were they training you to do? What were they doing?
I think they were designed to stifle rational discussion and debate.
Well, they put that on the agenda. They put that on the door, did they?
No, but that was.
So what were they designed to do? What sort of courses are we talking about?
I just said. Am I in an echo chamber?
Well, clearly not, mate. No. Do you know what that means?
No, I don't. But you're going to tell me.
So what were the courses officially designed to do?
Right. So we'd go on these courses.
Yeah.
And you'd all be in a room, and it would be some topical discussion.
Oh, God. Down with that sort of thing.
About something that's happened lately. So what would happen?
It's awful, isn't it?
So what would happen?
Yeah.
The powers that be would say, we better, this has happened in America.
Right.
We better send everyone on a course.
For example?
I don't want to quote examples, really.
You kind of have to.
I can't, because then you'll get everyone...
That's the point, isn't it, though? So something that actually happened. That's all.
Well, you bring one up, and I'll give you... I'll play out a scenario.
No, because you're telling me what it means.
Go on.
And the example is these courses that you went on, and the rooms that you sat in, and the speeches that you listened to. So just tell me what they were about.
Let me think of one.
Take your time.
Still there?
Yeah.
Oh, good. But let's say, for example, preventing barriers to staff progression. So people from certain religions, cultures, races, etc.
But you were going to give me an example of something that had happened in America.
Yeah, so that's happened. No, I won't bring that up. I think.
Well, why not? Why don't you bring that up?
Because I think most of your listeners know what I'm referring to.
I have not got a clue.
Okay.
So tell us. Just keep an eye on the tape, the emergency tape that kicks in when we have periods of silence that go over us. So just tell us. Everybody already knows, Carl. So just tell us what it is you object to having courses on when you worked at a local authority.
Well, I just think it's really insincere.
Yeah, but we can't really know what that means until you tell us what it was, can you? So what was it, mate?
Things I'm a bit scared to go down the rabbit hole.
Just to be clear, you didn't.
Me up and accuse
Just to be
me
clear, you didn't
being
ring in.
a
You didn't ring in by accident, did you?
No, of course not.
No. So you rang in to answer a question about what I am anti-woke.
So
you said. What does that mean? And you said it. Here are some examples, and I said just name one.
And you said, what does it mean to you? So what does it mean to me?
Yeah.
It means to me people that actively seek offence where it doesn't exist.
Yeah, so what were the courses?
Well, various courses.
Yeah,
so
just give me one example then.
Well, preventing staff progression. People...
What do you think that means?
Well, just stop them progressing in their career.
So they were teaching you how to stop progressing in your career?
Not me, personally.
I suspect you didn't need any lessons.
No, I didn't. I went to work. I didn't go into work
what were you taught
behave and be nice.
Oh, so these were courses encouraging people to behave and be nice that you object to. That's what you mean by woke. That's what all my other callers have already said.
I think we learn this when we grow up.
Well, some of us do.
I grew up in London.
Well, you're very lucky. You're already very nice and well behaved. What about people who aren't? Surely they'd benefit from these courses, Carl.
Well, they are the ones that should be marginalised. But why do people look?
You want to marginalise people now? Isn't that woke? You want to marginalise people who aren't very nice? That's what everyone else has told me is woke.
No, I want the people that are nasty and horrible.
Yeah.
Marginalise them. Get rid of them.
But that's woke, though. That's what woke means. You're pro-woke, mate. You're not anti-woke.
Your council tax shouldn't pay to send me on a day course.
Well, you need to tell me what the course was. What's the course?
Pay for your bins to be collected.
On the contrary, I want local authorities to be run in a way that is forward-thinking and progressive. And if some people, not you, because you don't need these courses, but if some people are holding back the rest of the organisation, then I think giving them some training is a wonderful idea. Go on, just tell everyone the thing that they already know that you're talking about, but you're not prepared to say out loud. Because otherwise people might think you're a bit woke. You're frightened of causing offence, are you? Isn't that what woke means?
I have been cowed into silence by your lot.
No, mate, you have tied yourself in knots single-handedly.
I've been cowed into silence. You know who you are. It's your curtain twitchers. It's your ones that look out of their window and look for offence where it doesn't exist.
At what point in this conversation do you think you lost the plot completely?
Are you on nextdoor.com, James? Are you on nextdoor.com?
Listen, I'm very happily married, Carl. So
no, you know nextdoor.com. It's a society website.
Mate, I'm very happily married. Let's not go weird. Final chance. Are you going to give me an example of something that is woke, or are we just going to wave goodbye to each other and fill in the gaps for ourselves?
I'll let you fill in the gaps.
Yeah, you see, I've got a horrible feeling that you've done the polar opposite of what you rang in to do, and you've proved all the previous callers completely right. But, good luck.
Part 2. Script. Full breakdown. Right, let's go through the whole thing, because there's more going on here than one caller failing to answer a question. Carl opens by announcing he's anti-woke. James asks the obvious first question. What does that actually mean? Carl's own definition is people who seek offence where it doesn't exist over the tiniest things. Fine, reasonable enough as a starting point. James asks for an example. And this is where the whole call quietly falls apart because Carl simply cannot produce one. Not a vague one, not a specific one, not even a bad one. He stalls. He changes the subject to how much diversity trainers get paid, which James correctly identifies as envy, not an actual objection to anything. He hints that something happened in America that everyone already knows about, then refuses to say what it was, on the grounds that his listeners will already know. James, quite reasonably, says he hasn't got a clue, and asks him to just say it. Carl never does. That's the whole shape of this call in miniature. A confident opening position, followed by an inability to name a single concrete instance of the thing he's supposedly against, followed by increasingly desperate attempts to imply the example exists somewhere just out of reach, without ever actually producing it. When Carl finally does land on something specific, It's genuinely remarkable. He describes a workplace course about preventing barriers to career progression for people of certain religions, cultures, and races. James asks what that actually means in practice, and Carl says it means teaching people not to hold others back and to just be nice at work. That's it. That's the wokeness he rang a national radio show to complain about. A course that encourages people to treat colleagues decently. Then comes the moment that makes this call worth watching. James asks what happens to people who aren't nice, who aren't decent, who do hold others back. And Carl says, without apparently noticing what he's doing, that those people should be marginalised, removed, gotten rid of. James catches it instantly, because that's not the opposite of wokeness. That's a description of exactly the kind of judgment and exclusion Carl claims to be against. You're pro-woke, James tells him. You're not anti-woke. I think what's genuinely interesting about this call isn't that Carl is uniquely confused. It's that anti-woke gets used over and over by plenty of people as a label for a feeling rather than a position. It sounds coherent right up until someone asks you to point at the actual thing you object to, and then it turns out there isn't one, just a vague sense of being told what to do, dressed up as a principled stance. Carl isn't lying when he says people have been asked to attend a course about treating colleagues fairly. He's just never once stopped to ask himself why that made him angry in the first place. By the end, Carl tries to turn it around, accusing James of having cowed him into silence, of belonging to some vague curtain switchers who look for offence out of their windows. James asks calmly at what point in the conversation Carl thinks he lost the plot completely. Carl doesn't really have an answer to that either. I don't think this call should make anyone feel superior to Carl specifically. I think it should make you slightly more suspicious of any position on any side that survives entirely on vibes and never once gets tested against a real example. Carl rang in to defend a position. What he actually demonstrated, entirely by accident, is what happens when nobody ever asks you to explain it out loud before now. That's where I am on it. Well, genuinely, thank you for staying with that one till the end. If watching a man argue himself into his own opposite position brought you even a flicker of joy today, the least you can do is like it, share it, and subscribe. Go on, you know you want to,